John, when did you first become aware that you had prostate cancer?
With a PSA done in 2003.
Yeah, and what was the score?
It was pretty high, it's 300.
300 was high? And do you know what it should be?
Yeah, it should be under 4.
Yeah. So,
high.
yeah. So, what have you done in the meantime when you found out? Did you find out initially it was 300?
Yeah, the doctor rang me. Said it was 300. He said, well, you know, it could be a false positive, because I did have a false positive cholesterol. But I thought at 300 you don't have false positives. So, yeah, another one confirmed in the same range.
What did you therefore do to combat the PSA level? What did you eventually...
You saying what, medical treatment?
Yes,
or what?
yes.
Yeah. The treatment that they give you at a level 300, it's obviously spread beyond the prostate gland itself, so it's spread out. And actually I think they found it hit the bones, that it had hit the bones then. So you can't have any sort of surgical treatment, so it's what they call hormonal treatment. And I was on Zoladex and Kosudex.
Right.
Initially.
And what did you feel when you first heard it was 100 and the PSA should be below 1?
Well,
really?
Like everything, every medical bad news, you're quite shocked and probably go in a situation, a bit of grief reaction.
Mm-hmm. And who was the person who did your PSA?
My GP in Hampton.
Yeah. And the GP called you and told you this is your 300 is the score. What did he then suggest you do?
I come back in the next day and check it again.
And?
It was about that level, so he gave me a referral to a urologist.
Yeah, and then what did the urologist do?
He did a biopsy, a prostate biopsy. And that's how they grade the prostate.
And how was it graded according to the Gleason score?
Gleason number 7.
Gleason score of 7. Right, and you've been going, I met you at the gymnasium, right? And a long while ago, I think. And
when you first met me, I was feeling a bit down right at that time. So
and
that was about the time I probably got the news.
Yeah. And what other feelings did you have when you had the news? What went through your mind then?
Oh well, it was the thoughts of survival and effect on the family and that, and total regret that I hadn't followed up with more PSAs more regularly.
What was it that informed you that you might have had some sort of cancer? Did you have a sort of feeling that you went and had your PSA? Did you?
No. I think my wife was worried about a few moles and also said it's time you had a check, so I agreed with that, so went along, had a few moles checked, and he sort of did the other checks, and that part of that was the PSA.
Do you send other patients to urologists for PSA?
No, the GP does the PSA, but once the PSA suggests that they've got a prostate cancer level, yes, I send them to your urologist then. If the levels come back normal, no, we just review them in 1 or 2 years, depending on the level.
You went to the doctors today?
The hospital.
Hospital. Yeah. And how do you feel after visiting the hospital at this stage?
I feel a fraction tired, but I don't know whether it's a new clinical trial drug I'm on. there's other things going on too.
Yeah. Just in finishing off on this tape, do you have any message that you could pass on to people, men, men mainly, men only, regarding prostate cancer or the start of prostate cancer?
Well, obviously the main message is to be checked every 1 or 2 years, depending on what. Over the age of 50 if there's no family history, and over the age of 40 if there is a family history. And different authorities have slightly different versions of that, but that's the current version as I understand. So be checked every year, or second year over 50 if there's no family history, and from 40 if there is a family history.
And finally, what's your prospects with the treatment that you're having at the moment? How do you think they're going?
What's my prospects or prognosis?
Prognosis, I'm sorry.
I don't think it's looking too bright at the moment.
Right, okay.